We are now leaving Maui to head back to Kauai for a few weeks. We stopped off to get some breakfast before the airport. We went to my favorite restaurant in Maui called Nallu's, and then we hit the airport, did a little bit of shopping and walking around, took some pictures.
Marked with red and white exit signs. There are 2 forward doors, one on the left and one on the right.
The views leaving Maui were just absolutely stunning. I just love how blue her water is and just how colorful the island is in general. Like, look at this. We landed in Oahu for our second connecting flight, and it is just so beautiful in Oahu. We have officially landed in Kauai. It's about noon right now, and this is where my uncle works. He wanted me to show you guys how cool his little station is with the little rainbow. But the first stop of the day was to go look at this little coffee shop because they have a lot of things for tourists that I wanted to get for my family, and I also wanted to get a little bit of postcards just to write on the back of them to see what my favorite memory was from my trip and just something to look back on. The views from here were absolutely gorgeous. Like, look at the artwork on this, and I loved how gloomy it was. I love gloomy weather. A lot of people don't, but I absolutely love it. It looks so beautiful, and I also love the weather out here because it's like warm, but it's also like a hug at the same time because of like the humidity out here. But it doesn't get as humid as Kauai. Kauai is super humid, but out here it's just super nice, like a warm little blanket. One thing that I didn't know about coming to Kauai or visiting Kauai or Maui was they have a ton of stray cats. I don't really remember my trip from Oahu that good. It was in 2019. I was about like 14 years old, so I don't really remember them being a lot of stray cats like this, but there's so much stray cats in Kauai and Maui, which I didn't really think about that, but their cats are just so gorgeous. They have so much patterns, so much colors. I've never really seen cats like this. I live in California. All I see is like just your regular schmegular, Garfield looking cat. We are now just walking around the mall just to kill some time since it's my last official day here before tomorrow, which we only have a little train stop and then I have to pack for the rest of the day. We got some musubis, and literally, I'm telling you, this whole vlog is probably just me eating musubis because that's literally all I was literally eating in Kauai was musubis because they're so good and you can literally get them anywhere. Literally 7-Eleven has them, and I really don't eat them that much, but I love musubis. I love sushi, anything of that sort, so I definitely ate a ton when I was there. That was probably like my whole diet out there. Then we did a pottery class and did some painting. Then we did more shopping. This was a little thrift shop, kind of like a thrift shop warehouse with like food. This one was really fun. I wish I can go here again because I didn't get anything because I spent all of my money, but for next time I definitely will be going back here and buying some stuff because they had a lot of like good artsy, cool, fun stuff. And then it was my uncle's birthday and we saw this little sign and I made him take a picture right there because what a coincidence that they have a sign that says happy birthday on his birthday on the last day that we were there, because we originally weren't gonna go because we didn't think we had time, but we made the time and we went. And then we got some snow cones. I'm not a huge fan of sugar, but this place with the snow cones, their snow cones are amazing. And I love that their flavor is like so strong and not like really faint. Then they had a little mini art gallery, which is absolutely stunning. I love artwork. I really wanted to be an artist when I was younger. And then they had a ton of books for super cheap and for free, which I thought was really interesting because California, we don't really do stuff like that. And then we got dinner. I got some pesto chicken pasta and it was bomb. It is my last day in Kauai, so we took a little train trip to go look at the animals, feed them, and just learn the history a little bit more of Kauai. And I absolutely loved it. I love animals and I love zoos and like stuff like this, so I definitely recommend it to anyone who's gonna go to Kauai to definitely experience this.
A restaurant. But folks, there's big trees right here on your left, right in front of the mansion. They're mango trees. And it still produces mango too today. You know, the awesome thing and crazy thing is that those two mango trees are actually over 150 years old. No, the Hawaiian Christmas tree. But the real name, folks, is Cook Island pine. Brought into the islands in the 1700s. You see that brush at the bottom right here with long leaves? That's your pineapple. It's about 5 months in the ground. It takes 2 full years for a pineapple from start to harvest. Any ranchers in the house? Can you raise your hand? Okay, we got one rancher so far. See his hands up. Cool. So you know your cattle, right, man? All right. And these type of cattle we call ground beef. On the ground, it tells us it's not the season to be in the ocean. So the Wili Falls, we stay out of the ocean in a while. That means the sharks are a lot friendlier. Alright folks, as we're heading more down, you guys want to see more cattle on the Garden Island. So Hollywood films here a lot. Since we have no reptiles, poisonous snakes, or any of that here, our wildlife is different. So they can film here for the last arc and more, right? The recent movie that was filmed here was with Dwayne. We're gonna just toss those tortilla wraps safely over. Alright folks, stay seated at all times. So we have that safety whistle from our driver, Mahalo. You know, we got 4 things in the eyes, including the chicken. Alright folks, we can stand up and hit.
I literally love pigs. I've been wanting a pig since I was a little girl, and just seeing them follow after me like they didn't want me to leave was just so adorable. I freaking love pigs. They're just so sweet and so adorable. And then I wish I was unbothered as much as this cow is, sunbathing in the sun. Like, look at that little brown one right there. So unbothered.
You got taro, sweet potato, Hawaiian medicinal plants, more sweet potato in the back with different varieties.